we completed need and importance of a vector and scalar vector quantities. What do you mean by scalar quantity? What do you mean by vector quantity? Then what are the differences between scalar and vector quantities? And also completed types of vectors. Today our topic is addition, subtraction and multiplication of a vector. One by one we have to discuss. Addition of a vector. Addition of a vector. Suppose there are two vectors, they are situated in collinear, they are collinear form, vector A, vector B, okay, and this one is vector A, suppose O to P, this is vector A, and this one is vector B. So how can you add it? Suppose it is 4 units, it is 4 units. So you first take this one, direction. If you forget the direction, it becomes scalar. So O, this one is P, then U, suppose it is Q. Now O key is the resultant of C. How can you add it? When you see this one, head of first vector A coincide with the tail of the head of a vector B. You can say the tail of vector A, this is the tail, head of the vector A. If they will coincide, so at least this is the resultant of third vector. After adding, suppose resultant is R is equal to A plus B. This is the process of addition. When vector A, head of one vector coincide with the tail of another vector, then head of another vector coincide with the tail of another vector, and so on, then you can add in this process if there are number of vectors. In same process, suppose subtraction, and how can you subtract the vector? Subtraction of a vector. Suppose there are two vectors, same thing, vector A, another vector is B, but both are collinear vectors. Okay, collinear vectors are two types, you know, one is a like vector, another is unlike vector. Like vectors are known as parallel vectors, unlike vectors are known as antiparallel vector. In case of parallel vector, angle is 0 degree, in case of antiparallel vector, angle is 180 degree. But now question is how to subtract. First, suppose this one is O to A, this is suppose A, and another one is suppose B, this is direction. But how can you subtract it? So first you take, suppose it is 2 units or 4 units, and then you do this one. So what is the resultant? Suppose it is O, it is P, it is Q. But here you will draw the how much unit? It is A, it is B. After drawing this one, how can you subtract? Suppose resultant is R. So R A plus minus B, you will get R is equal to, so I am taking small a, okay, you can take A minus B. This is the process of a subtraction of a vector. आप जितना लेना है पहले ले लो, उससे काट देना. कितना काटे ना, यहाँ से काटे. ये this direction. When direction is opposite, that means you are doing subtraction. Okay, this is the process of subtraction. But multiplication of a vector, multiplication of a vector, multiplication of a vector by real number. Suppose a vector A is multiplied by a real number, suppose that number is 2. This is a one vector multiplied by a number, real number. Here point is by a real number. That means multiplication of a vector by real number. A is a vector, let A, and a real number is suppose 2. New vector what produces, suppose it is a resultant, new vector A is equal to now 2A. Directly you will multiply. Number is 2, vector is this one, and what you got? Just like 2 into 3. 2 is one number, another is 3 number, you are getting 6. It is a scalar. but when it is connected with direction, it is vector. So then now suppose this one is n, you will write, suppose n. So what you will write? A is equal to NA. That means n times the magnitude of the vector in the direction. So if n will 2, it is 2a. If n is equal to 3, so a is equal to 3a in the direction of a motion. But if n is equal to minus 2, so what you will get? A is equal to minus 2a. So opposite direction. Just simple multiplication. Only direction sign you must give. Okay, for your, this is the multiplication of a vector by a real number. Now multiplication of vector by scalar. Better example, suppose you know velocity is equal to displacement by time equal to v into t. So what you are getting? When vector is multiplied by a scalar quantity, vector means vector quantity, that is v, multiplied by a scalar quantity, that is time, you are getting the result or new vector, that is the displacement. That means when vector is multiplied by a scalar, you are getting the new vector quantity. Okay, then come to points. Another, P is equal to mv. You see, P means momentum. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. When the scalar quantity is multiplied by a vector quantity, scalar quantity, suppose m is the mass, v is the velocity, you are getting the new vector quantity, that is known as the momentum of the given body. Okay, suppose this one is, suppose if m is equal to 2 kg, m is equal to 2 kg, v is equal to 4 meter per second due east. So product is equal to P is equal to mv. Okay, that means 2 into 4 kg meter per second east. So that means 8 kg meter per second east. In this way, you are getting the another vector quantity after multiplication. Okay, this is the process of addition, subtraction and multiplication.